Rapper Kanye West is reportedly working on a brand new album in Japan as of right now. Reports have been surfacing from across the web and different artist sources, and we're going to break down everything you need to know about this potential upcoming project. Now, this would be the first body of work Kanye would be dropping after the massive Adidas controversy and scandal, which we've covered quite a bit here on this channel, meaning this is probably the most anticipated record he would be dropping since My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy. We talked a little bit about this on the Travis Scott episode last week, but basically when an artist comes back from a major controversy, especially like the one that Kanye West had, which, I don't think has ever been rivaled when it comes to actual controversies that weren't like a crime or something. This really was probably one of the biggest actions and reactions that has ever happened in the music business, with the biggest fallout that I think we've ever seen for any sort of artist. The Taylor Swift situation, again, for Kanye was sort of like people cover their mouth and sort of act shocked, but you can come back from a situation like that relatively easy. A situation like this, man, there are people who will never listen to this guy again. There are people who will never give this guy a shot again. And the people who are on the fence, I think it's going to take some massive, massive effort to actually bring those people back. This cannot be one of the albums. If Kanye comes out and drops an album after this, man, this cannot be an album like Ye, and it cannot be an album like Jesus is King. And before you come for me in the comments, I know those albums are great. Trust me, I enjoy those albums very much. But they did not perform well. Okay, we can argue all day about the artistic validity of an album or of certain songs. That I can have a conversation about. But when it comes to commercial success, you compare an album like even Donda to those two records. There's no comparison. So it's going to have to be bigger and better than Donda. And obviously that wasn't Donda 2. Donda 2, we heard most of the versions of those tracks. That album was pretty much finished. And now that record is basically in the graveyard of Kanye West albums with, I guess, Yandhi. That's never going to be coming out. So I don't know exactly what to expect for this. Again, I personally enjoy Donda 2, and I wish that record would have come out. So, if we're wiping all of those sounds off the table, this really leaves me with no hints as to how this album could sound. But let's take a look at some of the hints that we do have in terms of what's happening. Now, American rapper Ruga claimed that Kanye is currently in the studio right now on the No Jumper podcast. Apparently, he's making moves over in Japan. And Ruga says, quote, "I told you he's working on an album." Reports also claim that artists such as Ty Dolla $ign and Digital Nas have been spotted in Japan spending a lot of time with Ye. And what an amazing place to make a record, by the way. I do have high hopes for this as well, because as we saw with Twisted Fantasy, when Ye really goes to another place, another country, a place that he really loves, and he dials in and he gets that distraction of the paparazzi and the Hollywood life and the bullshit and the Kardashians off of him, it seems like he really performs better. We've seen him go to different places to try to find refuge. Twisted Fantasy, it was Hawaii. We've, of course, seen him go to Wyoming on his ranch. And, of course, he grew up all over the world as well. So he's very, well-cultured and familiar with different places. And Japan is a place he's gone to create before. Producer Hit Boy also confirms that Ye is back in the studio and working with Freddie Gibbs. So that is the scoop that we have on this potential album coming out. I'm definitely excited about this, man. I think this album, like I say, it's going to have to pack a punch, or else I don't really know exactly where Kanye is going to go from here. The good thing is, though, that even if he's not able to regain his status in the eyes of the general public, Kanye has one of the biggest real, actual fan bases of any artist in the world. And he probably has the highest number of people because, his views are not increased and inflated by fake bots and fake streams. He doesn't have fake streams on Spotify. He doesn't have the industry machine really behind him like that anymore. So all those millions of streams he gets, those are all from real people who love Ye and who will stand by him probably through anything at this point if they stood by him through this. So he's never gonna have to worry if he can't reclaim that light that he had from the general public. He doesn't need to be liked by the general public. I feel like even if this album flops and, you know, most of the world says, okay, screw you, Kanye, he's still going to have, you know, 1, 2, 300 million people who are in his corner. So let me know what you guys think. Let me know what you guys expect from the album down below in the comments.